We got a box for a fog machine right here. Now, looks like Wilson will be represented in this scare zone. We've been waiting so long for this moment. Hopefully they have that figured out with Art the Clown, that he'll be safe and away from all the crazy TikTokers. Then you have Homer snacking on some candy right there. He's definitely not sharing. Okay guys, we're back at Universal Studios Florida. It's time for another Halloween Horror Nights 2026 update. We're gonna be talking about scare zone updates, truss updates, light updates. There's so much to go over in this update. So on that note, it's time to talk about the Halloween Horror Nights shirt of the day. We got Beetlejuice. Now we had Beetlejuice 2 years, 1 year for a couple days, and then the next year we had him for a whole year. They had to do the couple day thing to make sure they still kept the rights. Then we got the hat right there, Beetlejuice, all the different characters, Halloween Horror Nights right there, and then Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
In the history of Halloween Horror Nights, there has never been a creature more terrifying, more horrifying, from the darkest depths beyond the grave.
It's showtime!
It's a ghoulish haunted house featuring the ghosts with the most. Beetlejuice. Only at Universal's Halloween Horror Nights.
About time you losers gave me my own house.
Okay, welcome back. Let's head in. It was a nice cloudy day. The sun is not out. It doesn't feel like you're living inside of an oven. We're in. I do wish Universal had a permanent annual pass holder kind of entrance line. That's one thing that Disney does have. When you go to Magic Kingdom, there's like an annual pass holder entrance line. I wish they had one here all year round. No updates on the truss, but we got an update over here. We got a box for a fog machine right here. Now, if you look inside, you can see the fog machine right there. We can see the cord going from the bottom, and it runs all the way up here, and then it's going up the truss, and then it's, you know, being run over there and then across to the rooftop. So this fog machine is now powered up. See what's going on with the vinyl stickers. This one's still peeling, but at least this one, the way it's designed, it properly kind of blends in with the surrounding paint job and surrounding aesthetic. The one in New York did not. So we'll see if they've worked on that overnight, but this one is still peeling right there. And then we got another fog machine right here on the back of it. So this thing is a massive fog machine. Again, the same one that we saw in the front. So it'll come out, it'll be kind of a low fog that enters into the scare zone. But it's here, it's all set up, it's all powered up. I cannot wait to see these things rocking and rolling and pumping out the fog. See if there's anything going on with the stage back here. Any character triggers yet? Not seeing anything, but we did get some changes over here. So they've added some foliage, right, to kind of blend in everything. But we saw on the posters over here, talking about the praying mantis and the worms and the roaches. So over here we have all sorts of critters that are jumping out. You got this massive spider hiding in the shrubs, waiting to pounce on someone. And they've also added some little beetles and scorpions on the scale. I really hope there's not some giant bug on the stage. If there's a bug, just give me giant jumbo grub. That's all we want. In there, there's some sort of critters in there. Then over here, there used to be a bird. You can see there's a feather left in the nest, but it looks like the massive insect has eaten it. And then over here, they've added some more crates with it kind of coming out of the crates, growing, because also on the other banner, it was talking about the plants. So over there, it's talking about bugs. Over here, and we got the flesh-eating plants. So that's why they added those decorative elements. So again, that's why there's the foliage and the bugs, because of the banners. But they're just gonna keep adding more and more foliage and details to kind of blend everything in, but it's looking good. It's all about the details, kind of expanding upon the story, making you feel more immersed. So it's little stuff like this that helps tell that story about what's gonna be happening on the stage. Now, let's head over here. There's even more stuff. Over here, it looks like a target that they shot a cannonball through, or they shot Gonzo through. Here's like an old Viking shield that's right there. Some gas cans and barrels. Again, a lot of the barrels are reused from the Oddfellow house from a couple years ago, but we got a fog machine over here. Another one, another massive big one. All right, so we'll follow the cord going down. Again, they got it kind of drilled in to the curb, and it's going along, and it's connecting to the cord that's been waiting here for like a week. Again, this cord is running all the way over to the truss, up the truss, and to the rooftop, so it's going down. But now we know what it's been plugged into. It's being plugged into the fog machine right there. I'm not really seeing any changes with this stage. We got a lot of set pieces the other day, but they've added more little critters and bugs over here. Oh no, look at this giant cockroach right there. Got a little fly hanging out right there. Another dirtied up clown costume. But yeah, I'm worried about all the bugs. I hate bugs. They've added a little step stool here, another little tackle box, and another little cat. So will we get some cat lady representation here? Maybe, but it's sleeping. And then we got some yummy, yummy burgers that are covered in mold and cockroaches and worms. They should have made this the Carnival dog. That would have been a good Easter egg. Put a Carnival dog out here with some giant flies over it. Here's an ashtray. And then we got another big roach down there. And you know, here's the little rat that has returned from the toxic 20s, but he's back. You can see a little bit of the toxic goo on him. The socks. You got the apples right here with the worms coming out of it. More distressed clowns. And then there's a seagull up here. I don't know what's going on with the seagull, but we got a seagull now. And there's also another little rat buddy right there. He's got a little blood on him though. So something's definitely gonna go right there. Something's gonna be placed right there. Then when we come over here, we got some more set dressing over by the Spielberg Tribute Store. They've added a little baby doll down here with a mallet, a trunk with all sorts of different clown outfits hanging out of it. Here it's gonna say Sideshow Knockdown. We're gonna see all sorts of different props pop up here. Creepy little clown painting right there though. Let's walk around. We got a gear and then some more little baby doll heads that are crying, green goo, some little boxes, a little rabbit, and then you got a clown nose right there, and then nothing on the back. So again, there's gonna be a lot of variety for scares in the scare zone. Performers can hide here, they can pop out, they can hide there, they can pop out. We have a new cord coming from the stage over there. Again, most of those, right, we went from the tower to the stage and then went up here and then to the rooftop. It's continuing. There's one cord going all the way along the curb and it's going all the way to the other stage right over there. So it's going all the way up the truss and then to the rooftop. So interesting how the cords are being kind of split off from there to then over here. Let's see if there's anything new with the creepy clown up there. It does look like they've drilled a hole overnight to run some more cords there to power some stuff underneath. So let's see if there's anything new through the grate. The light's been moved a little bit and kind of covered up with some plastic. But there's all the cords running for all different lights. We went over that in yesterday's HHN update. But it does look like the humidity is kind of melting these baby doll heads because they're kind of like squishing in on each other. We did get some new lights, so that's what they're probably running the cords for. There's new matching lights, so they're gonna be yellow, red, kind of an orange and a blue all the way up there, and then kind of loops around the creature sign, around the creepy tall guy. So there's the same kind of lights that are also on the stage over there. We also have another fog machine that's been set up here, right outside 5 and Dime. It was fog machine night, definitely, last night. So we're gonna have the fog machine. We're gonna be running the cord through there, across the guard dog, along the building, and then you're gonna think it's gonna go to the power pipe over there. No, 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 no. It's going up. It's crawling up the walls like Spider-Man. It goes all the way to the rooftop. So there's a cord going from the rooftop all the way down along the building, connected to the fog machine right there. There's some more set pieces over here. Let's see what's going on with them. Looks like they've added another layer of distressing to the ripped up tent. So we had kind of the mold and mildew, then kind of the dirty watermarks, and then this almost looks like rust stains that have been added. Looks like Wilson will be represented in this scare zone. Carousel horse that's here. That's seen better days. Looking gross and grimy. We got another suitcase here because, you know, it's a traveling circus, so all the different clothes are inside the suitcase. Let's see what's going on over here. So they're adding all the different fish netting yesterday. The mermaid has disappeared. You know, they tried to tie the rope to it yesterday, but the mermaid escaped. I guess they did not tie it tight enough. But we got some more additions over here. They've added some little crawfish along the netting right there. Then we have some fish that were caught, probably to feed the mermaid, I guess. And then some little crabs over here. And we saw a little crab cage yesterday, but now they've added little crabs to the crab cage. Every day, they're just adding more and more stuff, right, to make you feel more immersed. But there's these seagulls that are everywhere now. So over here, there's another seagull up there on the coaster track. This is like the broken coaster track. But we saw the seagull all the way over there. Now we got another one right here. And there's another seagull over here, right above the Enter If You Dare fish man. And they've added a little bit of that broken, ripped up tent right below the dead or dying. Oh, that final sticker's starting to peel up now too, right there. It's starting to peel up. Oh no. Season hasn't even started yet. I'm kind of worried about these with the weather. It's going to be monsters from years past. I wonder if there's going to be someone from Dead Man's Pier, or they might switch it out, right? You might have like a brooder, because it's a fish man technically, right? You got the mermaid right there, and then you got the undoubtedly dead. The little ghoulie guy up there. It makes sense to have someone from Dead Man's Pier, right? Because you've kind of represented it with the little spear right there. That's my theory. But again, every day it's just evolving more and more and more. I think I know what happened. I think the crabs escaped and they helped the mermaid escape. That's what happened. That's why they're on the ropes. That's why there's no more mermaid tail. I'm sure they were just tweaking it or fixing it. We'll see the mermaid tail return. We're gonna come over here. A couple new pieces have been added. Looks like they've added another piece of luggage with kind of some clown outfits coming out of it. So we got the cord coming from the rooftop, going all the way down, right? Going underneath the guard dog, and it's looping around right here. There's one that kind of goes off over here, but then it continues along the curb because it's going to the fog machine over here. Fog machine has been installed. You have the little guard right there, so we'll probably get a bigger set piece right here that still needs to be installed to kind of cover up the fog machine. So what, they installed 4 fog machines here last night? We got all the fog machines in the front of the park. I wonder if they've added any different fog machines throughout the Fortnite scare zone. It's been a couple days since we've had any movement in the Fortnite scare zone. Now the only update that we have, it's a big one. I don't think you're ready. They have bagged up the 3 speakers here. That's the only update we got in the Fortnite scare zone. And then no movement yet with the bar and food stand over here. We do have this installed so they can plug in everything from the registers to the fryers to the warmers. It'll probably all be plugged in to this. But the cords from here just go along the bushes and they loop around and then they go up. And then they're up there and then kind of run along here. So they go over, up, over, and then they go up here and then they're being brought up all the way up there along the beam and then going over here and then dropping down. So then it's dropping down and we're looking through the bushes and it's being plugged into another one of the boxes over there. So from there, goes all the way up, all the way over, all the way down along the little tent, drops down and then goes into the box. Yesterday there was massive movement with that truss being installed. Let's see if there's been anything added to the facades for the Sprung 10 houses. I see a little bit of truss happening over here now. Okay, a little bit of movement. Do you see it? Do you see the truss? It's like an arch. The truss is like an arch that's been installed right there. We still have the stuff waiting right there, but look at this. Okay. Now, if you remember the old broadcast station from HR Blood and Guts, it looks exactly like the facade. So it looks like we'll have the W and then the K and the B. That's from Cary, Ohio. You can see them working on it right now. All right, so you see the truss is curved, right? See how it curves? Now there's another one we can get a better look at. The tree's kind of in the way though. This is so exciting. Just think, yesterday we just saw some truss and now they're just building out the facade. We've been waiting so long for this moment for movement to happen and now it's finally happening. It looks like they've worked on the Nightmare Fuel stage a little bit more since the last time we were here. I know you guys are upset there's no Murdy update in the last video. Murdy's in the thick of it. He is hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of pages deep into his transcripts for the Midsummer Scream panel. This is his Super Bowl. We do have a couple Murdy updates, so let's talk about that real quick.
It's John Murdy right there. John!
Okay, so John tweeted out this. Our makeup artist just sent me a pic of something he created that's really freaking big and really freaking scary, super cute. Excited for you to see this in Hollywood when the time comes. I just realized I meant to type super excited and it came out super cute excited, LOL. You probably think we're building a giant kitten. Not that that wouldn't be scary. Yeah, it's not cute. It's not remotely cute, but it is super freaking big and super freaking scary. Then Five Fires posted their facade image and John says, I heard that her parents died in some terrible fire. So that's part of the backstory for this house. John's given us a little tease. What weapons will Fortnite characters be wielding? Guns, pickaxes? John says no guns, but a variety of different weapons. Any hints for the Terror Tram? Well, there's gonna be a motel and a plane crash. Beyond that, you'll have to wait and see. This facade is looking incredible. We're pretty close to done now, just missing one key ingredient. TLEV Media tweeted out the facade over by the Mummy attraction, and John says, it was quite an impressive building back in its day, an architectural jewel of its age, but that was before ... John just was confirming that Monstrous Trilogy is done for HHN, correct? John says, yes. The trilogy is complete. So yeah, if you've never been to Midsummer Scream for the HHN panel, you gotta get there hours upon hours upon hours early, because there's thousands of people waiting to hear what John has to say. And then John comes out and they all start chanting his name. You would think like Michael Jackson is out on stage. People are just going bonkers when John walks out. So we will be filming the whole panel for you. So if you're not at Midsummer Scream, don't worry. Game plan is we'll fly out, we'll do a video about what's going on with the show floor. Then there's all the different kind of Universal and HHN activations happening. And then we'll do kind of the haunted house walkthrough video. And then we'll do a video probably on Dell's presentation to see what he has to say about Horror Unleashed, and then John's presentation. Then we will fly back the next day and we will continue the HHN updates. But then it does look like I will be going to Vegas for a trip to go cover the Resident Evil stuff out there and see how Area 15 is. We'll do Midsummer Scream next week, come back, a little bit of HHN updates, and then we'll go out to Vegas, and then we'll fly back, and then it is just update season. And then we will start with August 25th is Tribute Store, I think they announced, and then August 26th is the Coconut Club, and then August 27th is Premium Scream Right, and then August 28th is opening of HHN. So then we'll do that video, and then I'll probably take the next day off because I'll need to like recharge. And then a couple days later, then we will fly out for Hollywood for HHN Hollywood, and we'll be there for a while to cover the RIP tours, the walkthroughs, the scare zones, the food, all that stuff. Then we fly back, then we do Unmasking the Horror tours, and then the next week I fly out for Knott's. So it is gonna be a busy next like 2 months. It is all worth it. I'm gonna take you guys along on the spooky journey this season. All right, into Club Horror we go, see if there's been any changes whatsoever. Looks about the exact same. Nothing's been changed and nothing's been added. It's happened. They ripped off this sticker, thank God. They're gonna put a new one up. You can see the remnants of it. It's still there. If you look down there, there's like some wheels, so they'll probably just be able to roll this out for the scare zone. The pea pebbles they've been turned into a chicken. They sculpted it into a chicken. What does it mean? Why is there a chicken sculpted in there? The other sticker has also been removed. So they're probably gonna fix it. They're gonna tweak it. They're gonna properly cut it out because it just did not match with the aesthetic. We're gonna get a new sticker popping up. The staples still are in there. I don't see anything happening with the stage. We still have the primer. We still got the screw right there on the stage. All right, nothing has changed with the stage over here. With Art the Clown and Terrifier, right? As you know, the wording says Art the Clown only. I'm interested to see how they're gonna handle Art the Clown, because they can't use Terrifier characters, I guess, because then it would have been Terrifier. As you know, there's the lawsuit with Damien and Terrifier in the original copy. We talked about that a couple HHN updates ago. If it's only gonna be Art the Clown, you can't have multiple Art the Clowns standing next to each other. Like in Hollywood, they kind of had them spaced out where they never kind of interact with each other, or you can see them from the same sight line. So I'm interested to see how they're gonna fit Art the Clowns in these scare zones while juggling the killer clowns, while juggling classic HHN clowns with new clowns. How are they all gonna fit in there? Are we just gonna have one Art the Clown in the scare zone? And then what's gonna happen with everybody trying to film Art the Clown? Because like last year, it was such a mess with all the creators going after Art the Clown, chasing him down. Hopefully they have that figured out with Art the Clown, that he'll be safe and away from all the crazy TikTokers. Nothing new with the downtown Clown Town sign over here. Hopefully we get some more set pieces popping up. They've just been kind of working on the Hollywood scare zone. But we do have a fog machine that's appeared kind of hidden behind the trash can over here. It has not been corded up yet, but it's kind of hidden behind the trash can when you're walking in. I'm guessing there'll be another fog machine probably over there. Yeah, it's right over there. But nothing has happened with the bases. We're gonna see something eventually attached to it. So then right over here by Villain Con, they have another one of the big fog machines installed right there for when you're walking into the scare zone right here. That is all the HHN updates for today in the park. We did get some new arrivals in here. We got all the Spirit Jersey stuff. For $85, we're gonna have the Minion Despicable Me Spirit Jersey, a Minion stuck inside of a pumpkin, and then on the back, it says Sweet and Spooky. Then you have 3 of the Minions. One's a vampire, one's the Wolfman, and then one's the Mummy with some toilet paper. And then also for $85, we have another Spirit Jersey, but of Hello Kitty. Then the back looks great. Hello Kitty and Friends, Trick or Treat, and then all the different characters are dressed up in their different Halloween costumes. And then $65, they have a little kid Spirit Jersey with that same design on it. And then $85, we got the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror. And you have all the different characters right there. This is the front, then the back. Let's see what's going on the back. It says Trick or Treat. Then you have Homer snacking on some candy right there. He's definitely not sharing with the family. Still looks like they're refurbing the top of the UFO. There's been a lot of alien activity happening at Universal coming soon. So they want to make it look good for the other aliens incoming. On that note, let's go back to the office. Okay guys, we're back in the office. Hope you enjoyed our little Halloween Horror Nights 2026 update. We had some big facade updates. We had some new props pop up within the scare zones. I'm interested to see what happens this week. We need some major props within the Fort Nightmare scare zone. We're starting to get more stuff within New York. So we're gonna see probably a big update week. But on that note, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. If you have not already, hit the subscribe button and join the family.
We love the family!
Because I'm gonna keep you up to date on all things Halloween Horror Nights and Universal Studios around the country. I love y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow. You can see the remnants of it. For $85, we're gonna have the Spirit Jersey